Oh, you want to kick it off?
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of Different and Ju Open Mic Podcast. One that we are very fascinated again this morning to discuss very um engaging topic. Um, it's been a while. I know we haven't been active lately, so yeah, let's kick off the conversation. And I think we're going to display the topic we're going to be talking about today, uh, which is why making friends as an adult feels impossible. We're going to be sharing some details here today, mostly about our experiences, research based, and what we know so far to be factual informations. Um, so yeah,
Of course. Good morning, welcome everyone, welcome audience. It's been a minute. I think the last time we were here, just give you guys some a little information on, the progress so far that we've been making. But it is exciting to be here again this morning, bringing you, another interesting topic. I know many of you have been wondering, but like we said, we are still sorting things out pretty much. But it's always exciting to be here. Every morning it's always exciting to be here every weekend, just um having some fruitful discussions, some, fruitful talks pretty much. And yeah, we are again with another interesting one. I know many of us are faced with this particular topic today. And this is a question that is rarely talked about within our surroundings, especially um, you know, within our current days, like our current environment, our current setting. A lot of people don't really find it, convenient, or I would say appeasing to really, talk about these things. Like why making friends that's an out of fee impossible. Um, for the fact that, looking at time being like when you was growing up, the differences that it makes when you are an adult and when you are still a teen or whatever stage of your life, it's totally two different, you know, time frames. So we are here today to discuss this, and we would definitely love to hear from the audience too as well. Like we always engage and encourage, audience participation. So if you find the topic very interesting and you want to give your input towards it, feel free to text in the comment section. And trust me, we will be excited and we will love to read out your comments. So let's kick it off this morning. Again, welcome to Ju&Fred Open Mic Podcast. This is your go-to podcast every weekend, for reality talks. And today we are here with one of our amazing talks, talk show this morning. So Alfred, I don't know if you want to get the ball rolling.
yeah,
Because we do have
definitely,
other engagements.
yeah, definitely. First of all, as adults to the audience, have you guys ever wonder why making friends as an adult feel almost impossible? Um, it feel harder than it should be, right? So and it don't have to be that way. So we're going to be diving into the reasons and how we can go about um, providing some tips on how we can go around what have been paged before us. So just stay tuned as we go as we dive into your each conversation here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, one of the reasons for which we believe, and again, these are all just research based, research purpose. And also we're gonna provide some real, real life practical example as well. Like we
Yeah.
always say, you know, you're gonna experience within your own field, based off your own personal life experiences and other stuff like that. So, um one of the reason and one of the things that we see is social opportunities. And I think this one kind of a little bit resonated um with some of us because when we were growing up, uh and I mean individually, like it depends, your childhood life, because not many people grow up within a social environment. But as of many of us, you know, that found ourselves within a very social environment, growing up seemed very easy. Like it was as simple as, you could just walk up to anybody, like from your high school days or maybe from your community, and just make friends with them. It was so simple and easy. Like it really didn't take that much to do. Like um sometimes just from games, you find yourself in a community and you see a group of guys or maybe group of kids gather somewhere playing game that seems very interesting, and you know so that social opportunities was there. Like even if you were someone that was shy or don't really love to socialize or don't really love being around people, just by you being within the surroundings and environments and stuff, it kind of change your mentality or change your mindset. And regardless of however you think you are, like one way or the other, you have to interact with somebody. And even sometimes from high school, mostly a lot of time, um, I think it felt so easy even making friends in high school as compared to making friends in your communities because you know, um, obviously there were so many ways available, like so many things available to your reach that you could use or you could channel to make friends, to get friends, and so many things like that. So, um, you know, we had a routine that most of us, growing up during our time, and many people that kind of resonate with this used or used to have to their disposal. So that social opportunity was there as compared to now that you are adult, and for many of us who are adults, find it very hard and challenging, and you don't have that kind of opportunity as compared to when you were growing up. So yeah, I think this is one fact about it. Maybe one of the maybe reasons for which making friends as an adult currently or being an adult seems harder as compared to when you were growing up as a teen. That's my take on that.
Absolutely, like you just nailed it on the head, man. Um, different parts of life as you grow as an adult, you begin to thrive on opportunities, begin to seek opportunities, and then mostly as you um, as you gain opportunity as an adult, you begin to it could be traveling, it could be experiencing new stage in your life. But the bottom line is, as a social being, we I naturally agree is naturally engraved in our DNA to look for a better life.
Yep.
So seeking better life in every stages of our life is very crucial. Um, and that also in itself make um, you always want to find the same friend group. Sometimes is naturally ingrained to be comfortable with the same friend group. So most of the time we feel like making new friends as you go, you travel, you experience new stage in your life, begin to come in a way. So tiredness of make it look like it's challenging. So for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just like you said, I think this kind of little bit fluid because and more likely agreeable. Because we are, like you said, we are all social beings. So you know we always have that that energy. When it comes to you wanting to align yourself or find yourself in a surrounding or in a group that that resonate with you, or that that have some level of shared vision or goals or something like that, and you become attracted to these areas because you know these are things that get people motivated to probably be a part of something or want to do something or just want to be engaged into something. So absolutely, that's very 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 brilliant brilliant insight to that. um Another thing for which again one of the reasons that based on research is some of the reason for which adults find it hard to make friends is also time and energy constraint, which this one 100%. I think I kind of 100% agree with this one because you know when we were growing up we had all the time, man. Like from high school to like more like your entire early childhood days, you had time to like catch up, be with friends, and do some other things like parties and go places and do a lot of stuff. You had that time and that energy and all the stuff. But now, being an adult, I think it kind of changed a whole lot about our human perspective and
Yeah,
more likely how we see and engage with engage things. And I think this is one of the reasons for which I believe being an adult very is kind of a little bit difficult to keep friends being an adult. Like a lot of time. I mean, there are a series of factors, but time also is one of the major factors because man, come on, if you're someone that let's say for many of us now that find ourselves in a diaspora where you have to work to keep up with things, you have to work to keep up with your family activities, with bills and all of these other things that left has to towards you. Keeping up with a lot of things as it relates to social activities becomes harder. I mean, I'm not saying that people don't engage with social activities or people don't do social stuff, but if you are someone who is more like determined and you want to achieve certain thing, you want to hit certain milestone, you know, creating time for yourself for personal development is key. And I think also you kind of prioritize a lot of things in your life as compared to when you were just growing up and stuff like that. Yeah. So time do play a major factor when it comes to this sport. How hard people find it to really, make friends beyond other and all that good stuff. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Like you mentioned, time, um, life responsibilities, life priorities, and then what in yourself, like you find yourself doing multiple things at once. Whether if it's like catering to kids or just, you know, from job, home, to any other priorities you might have had to, or you feel like you ought to accomplish. So it all really depends, But time and energy constraints. Sometimes you find yourself divided as to which part of life you want to focus your energy on, and then sometimes people really go for what they feel that is more benefit factor. So like between the two of them, it's sometimes hard to find a balance. So definitely time and energy constraints could be one of some of the factors also why making friends as an adult feel impossible.
Yeah, yeah, and just like you said, balance. I think balance is one of the key word here. You know, and that's one thing that really kind of affect many friendship nowadays because just like we say, right? Trying to prioritize something like if you're trying to prioritize your life, you're trying to prioritize yourself, your family, and how to improve yourself. Creating time for things that really does not align with your life or with your priority. I think it kind of cause serious issues, and that's what kind of made a lot of friendships shake a little bit because when you were like a person who more likely used to be engaged with your peers, you used to go out weekend to do some other stuff, to do some other partying things, hanging out
Yeah.
here and there. And now you're trying to like, all right, guys, I need to take a little bit of step back. Um, it can be family constraint, it can be job, it can be maybe education, it can be anything that's of a priority to you, and you're trying to take that thing as something that, hey, I want to chase this thing, I want to do this, I want to achieve certain things, I want to get at certain things, I want to get somewhere, and you trying to, skip time for other things that you used to do with your friends, it becomes a serious issue and it creates a lot of barrier between friendship nowadays. And it really makes maintaining certain group of friends harder because at the end of the day, they're gonna start looking at you as a weird person. Even the day you're trying to make time to come and be with them and hang out and do certain things, they start to look at you awkwardly like, okay, like, hey man, you don't hang out with us anymore. Like, what's going on and stuff like that. And it creates a lot of tension within the friend zone as well. And
Yeah.
I think one key thing, even though on the flip side, right? Even if you're trying to make them to understand that, hey guys, I want to, this is happening because of this and so reason. Not many of them are gonna take it serious as okay. It would be like, what are you trying to prove? Like, you want to be better than us. You trying to like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes a lot of people just keep it to themselves and just create a little distance, or maybe try to create that balance. And 9 out of 10 times it work out, but many times it really doesn't work out because if your body's used to you being around weekend, your party and doing some other things, and now you can make yourself available, trust me, it gonna pull out of screen like a lot of mixed feelings and all this crazy stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, I think whenever I think about it, it's like especially people who grew up especially us who grew up in a religious community, I think there's a scriptures that says, "I worship burden where live a quiet life and mind your own business." It's like, sometimes people take that seriously. Say, all right, I guess. And especially like we mentioned earlier on, once you decide to follow some other paths in life, like traveling, and some neighborhood where you move to a neighborhood, some isolated neighborhood wherein making friends, some main neighbors, and
yeah,
where you have to do everything in the comfort of your own home. And even if you try barbecuing into the neighborhood, you have to be very careful to how the smoke were around, and how you even hit on the wall and all of that kind of stuff, like
yeah,
um taking into consideration to the neighborhood you move into, and some friends that you might have had from the previous neighborhood. um Now that you have moved, they cannot visit you also, and they have to check to see if you're home. You can also make the time available for them simply because the challenges life throughout you.
yeah,
You have to work, you have to cater to your family, you got to do all of this stuff. Like for example, us now, we have a lot of things going on. Um, like how do you keep up with everything? Um, it's the problem now that we face in our social phenomenon. So it becomes difficult and challenging, and it make it feel like though it's impossible to make friends as an adult.
yeah. And let me just throw this out there also, like just maybe this be the last from my end. Let's say typical example, like many of us that already find ourselves, out of our home country, right? Like in the diaspora, for example. Most especially for us that find ourselves in the states and stuff, places like this. Um, when we were back there, we had certain group of friends that certain clique and stuff that you were used to being around your buddies and stuff. But now you
Yeah,
find yourself in a place now that it's like you guys are like thousands of miles apart from each other now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Maintaining those kind of friends. I mean, honestly, personally, I experienced it. I mean, I try not to like allow distance to really come between like most of me and my friends that were close buddies and stuff back home. But man, sometimes it's hard, bro. To be honest, it's hard because the time is not there anymore, man. Like you're not. you're not that available as you used to be. Nah,
True.
man,
Yep.
we gotta work, dude. We got so many of us that do schooling and all this crazy stuff, family. Like, you're not gonna create that time that you really used to have. And I'll be honest with you, like many of us, and I mean, you can also resonate with that. Many of us, when we came, when we moved over at first, like maybe your first year, maybe first 1 or 2 years, you used to be consistently like, bro, I used to be consistently on the phone like regular, hitting your boss out, you're talking 24/7, yo, man, and you're giving them the G's of how the place is, weather-wise, job, and just crazy, crazy talks and all that stuff. But at certain point, like, nah, man, you can't keep up with it, cause dude, you gotta be, you gotta be consistent with the hustle, man. Like, you gotta put yourself, you gotta, grind and down in the hustle, and you gotta do some other things. So you're not creating that time with them anymore. You're not talking as frequently like it used to be. You guys are not like you missing most of their calls now, and it keep my setting point out. Some of my buddies back home used to be there. Oh man, like when you went newly, we used to talk regularly, but now, you know, like, oh, now you don't answer my call. Is it because of money? Think I'm gonna ask you for money? I'm like, bro, you don't understand, like, dude, it's not gonna be the same. Like, when I came here, I wasn't working, I wasn't doing anything. So I had no time to,
Yep.
first of all, the place is boring. So you gotta keep up, you gotta keep, keep talking with other people to keep you alive, to keep it going. So I used to, but now I got other priorities, bro. I gotta work, I got school, I got other things, I got family to take care, I got so many responsibilities now. So it's not gonna be the same as when I first came my first 1 year or maybe a year and a half being on the phone with you guys all the time. And many times people don't understand that. They'll be like, oh, you drink and the normal thing we get in Africa, or you drink American water. You don't
Yeah.
want to answer my call because of money and stuff. And like, bro, no, it's totally different. It's just that as you grow, and especially changing environment, changing culture, your surroundings, and all of these things, it kind of affect your lifestyle, bro. It changes your mentality, it changes your being, and a lot of things happen. And that's how it is. It's life. You have to go through the change. If you're a human being that does not embrace change or love change, then trust me, who you are. I mean, you're just gonna be stuck one area. So these changes happen so that people can develop and grow. And as time go by, when you start to go through these changes or development and stuff, you're not keeping up with certain things. It makes you look different among your peers. Yeah, and I mean,
I
I
think my
experienced it so many times.
I think my last point I have on this though is like you we mentioned time difference, or we have time difference. Let's just
Yeah,
put it on the let's put it on the clock. We have time difference, and then we mention energy, like we mentioned energy, and then choosing between which or where you want to draft your energy, where you want to switch your energy, like which
exactly.
one of this life, um, natural existence you want to push your energy towards. If it is family, whether it's stuck on the phone, of course you're not going to be having your family and then be on the phone where your body is 24 hours, and except
Right.
maybe I said maybe I said maybe you are thinking a different way of your bodies, but otherwise, yeah, you just got to choose where to put your energy more.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. And lastly, for this discussion will be life changes and growing apart. I think a more you know um more likely what we just talked about. you know whereas when you growing up within, obviously, growing up within a social environment, like you growing up with your peers, you and your friends, all of you guys are growing up, but most especially when you guys are of the same age mate, it become very easy, because all of you obviously gonna grow up within that environment. You're gonna be familiar with each other, activities wise and every other things. But now you growing up, and eventually, like, you find yourself in a relationship with someone else, like, whether you're male, you find a relationship with a female, or female with a relationship with a male. These changes come in place now. So especially, let's say, typical example, you growing up with your friends, right, with your peers, and as time go by, you get a girlfriend, and your friends don't have a girlfriend. now there will be a changes because you're gonna channel your time and your energy to another place now. Like you're gonna divide your attention onto something else because you used to give your 100% to your friends. You'll go out parties, you'll go out do some other things, but now you have a significant other that need your time too. You know what I'm saying? And now you gotta devote your time to that person, and that change happens. So you're not gonna be able to make yourself available to your friends all the time, and not just that too. Like let's say things happen, you guys graduate from high school or from college or universities. Now everybody have to go on their own and do their own thing. Everybody have to. Maybe some people are gonna travel, some people are gonna move somewhere else, some people are gonna have a family, some people are gonna have jobs and all of these things. So these life changes come into being, and it create a lot of division. You know, your friends you grew up with that you were clicked to, and you had that strong bond and strong connection and interaction. It won't be the same, obviously. You start to be engaging in so many other things that might not give you that time to be with them as compared to when you didn't have all of these things into being. And
Right.
traveling, which is I think that's one of the biggest thing, and you know sometimes we really find it, to be honest, and sometimes we really, really find it hard to maintain friendship, especially when we travel, bro. It take real genuine friendship, bro. To be honest, it takes real genuine friendship because here's the thing, right? And here's my take on this: when you travel, right, and you move, or not just traveling per se, like if you move into another environment or different place, obviously you're gonna make friends in that area.
Yeah.
So maintaining your old friendships can seem so very, very hard. Like sometimes if it's so intimidating to the extent that you won't even want to you know maintain that friendship anymore because that person is far from you, obviously. So now you trying to figure out something totally different about your life now, like how you can get new friends to this other new environment, how you can create that bond between you and that friends. And
Yep.
most especially for many of us that work, I think people find it much easier to make friends at work nowadays as compared to even making friends in your community. Because you spend like on a skill, a lot of time people spend up to 200-300 hours in a year at work as compared to them being home. So you find it much easier to make friends at work, you know, meeting new people and new faces and being familiar with them and knowing them as compared to you just trying to maintain an old friendship that is like 1,000 to 3,000 miles away from you. That time will not be there. You obviously gonna, bro. Instead of me sitting on phone talking to someone 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, you have someone within your reach that is just like what 30, 40 feet from you that you can talk to. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
to be honest, it's a lot of things, but yeah, to possibly all together, man, become harder
Yeah.
sometimes. To be honest,
Totally resonated with me. A lot of the points that you shared on. Especially like we mentioned life changes and growing apart. We understand, when life changes, so do friends, right?
yeah,
People changes, friend changes, and people, grow apart. They are about their own business. So everybody's focused on, either improving themselves, improving their life, taking care of their family. Um, and that also can become difficult to, because take for example, if you have for kids or something who is hungry, you can, it's a choice you have to make. It's a conscious
yep,
um choice that you have to make, whether to take care of the kids or to still with your buddy or friends or play video game, or just it's just,
mhm,
making choice is what you have to face if you try to maintain to you we obviously know that we cannot. It's almost impossible to maintain the two at the same space, the same level that you will want, or that the friends will want.
yeah,
Of course, friends will prefer consistencies. um they want you to stay, um you know if they call you, you have to answer the phone. If you just
Right.
hear the respond right away. If you don't, then I mean there's a mentality not gonna kick in where you now have to think. There gotta be a reason why you're not either responding to them or calling them without even thinking the logic behind what you're doing, such as you have a family now, you guys are growing apart, the responsibilities that life throw at you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, so we have a comment on Facebook. I'll read that out real quick, and that's from Irene. So she said, making friends as an adult feel impossible sometimes, depending on some activities. As an adult, that requires you being focused or what position you find yourself in the society. Some people see friends as distraction in focusing on their goal. Yeah, I think I agree. To be honest, and just like we said, because like let's say for instance, right, you have your mind, your attention channeled to another thing, you know, and I I think it kind of the issue of friendship being a distraction towards a ghost. I think that's something that really makes sense, but I don't know how I see that, but I think it kind of depends. It depends the situation too, right? Because there are some friends that really push you towards a goal. That's
Right.
what's it good to have good friends. You need that. You need, I think you need to. The bottom line is you need to know the difference. I think we had a podcast where we discussed how to choose your friends wisely or choosing
Yeah.
your friends wisely, something like that. So you have to know the type of people you surround yourself with too, or people you call friends. Because
Right.
if you have a friend or you have friends that like show some level of jealousy, people that when you say things to or you tell because listen, we are all social beings, like we said, right? One way or the other, you have to interact with people. One way or the other, you have to share, something with people.
Yep.
But in that time, you need to know the kind of people that you deal with. Because if your friends are not friends that push you towards achieving something, you know, um, they don't motivate you, let's say, then obviously you should know that there's a problem. I think then you really need to like set a boundary. But if you have people that, you know, pushes you towards achieving your goal, they motivate you, they serve as a mentor towards you and things like that, I think then you can understand the difference in that. So I don't know what you have to say to that, but that's really a good point, Barbie.
Yeah, like you mentioned, right? It's very important to know the two. Um, One, like you said, some people really see friends as distraction, and it depends also on what phase in your life you are, where you are in your life. And because like if you are goal oriented person, you obviously have to be selective on the friends you choose. Especially what you are doing if you want to carry this friend along. So, um, if you, for example, I'll give you an example. If you are a focused person that you are, going to school, and you have a, like say you're taking a course, for example,
Right.
and you all want to look for friends who you guys will do the same homework with, friends who will push you to study, who will push you beyond your limit. Like we said, life changes and friends do as well.
Yeah.
So, and it's up to you now to select your friends. Like we mentioned on our previous episode that we are established how to choose your friends. um to narrow down your friends is up to you.
Yeah, of course, of course. I thank you, Harry, for that salient point. But I think, yeah, you know, this is a broad discussion, broad point here. We could take like meetings and time to time talking about it, but we're just gonna touch it a little bit. But yeah, goal, friendship, decision, and all of these things are things that happens, and I think there are times in your life that obviously you have to make some decision, and that's just it. Whether it
Yeah.
has to do with you get choosing your friends wisely, or you letting go of certain friends, or you trying to make new friends, or however, like we said, as life changes, your decision changes, you know, your friends changes, everything about you change. And that's what makes change beautiful, man. Like, change is something that I think I find it so amazing, and sometimes I find it so fascinating, how changes do affect people, and why many people don't really love changes and why some people love it. It's fascinating, to be honest. I mean, I'm one person that love change, to be honest, like, because it's part of life, man. Regardless, that you have to go through it. Like, as long as you want to become a better person in society, man, you have to embrace change. Like,
Yeah.
it will come, it will happen. So yeah, to be honest, it will. But that was great. That was great. I think we have another um interesting point here to talk about also. And firstly, we talk about why is it so hard to make friends as an adult, and we give some tips. We discuss some tips based on research, and like we said, social opportunities, time and energy constraint, life changes, and growing apart. But yes, another interesting topic also, or subtopic to discuss. On this discussion we are having today, how to make friends as an adult. Um, Before we start to give some practical tips, Alfred, do you have anything you want to say about this one, or you want to share before we move on to this topic?
Yeah, this is good, and we hope that people that are listening find it very interesting. How to make friends as an adult. It feel like though we're in people are afraid to caretake themselves out there to go out there to, and it's like this constant battle that's going on in your mind.
Yeah.
How am I going to be received? Am I going to feel awkward?
Mm.
Going to just approach, just going to a random person and say, "Hey, is it okay if we can be?" I mean, back home it's easier to make friends. It's like, but right now you're going outside to your neighbor. Hey, what's your name? Can we be friends? They're looking at you like, "What's the weirdo?"
Yeah.
It's yeah, I'm feeling awkward. So now, and it becomes a judgmental thing in
Yeah.
in our social um in our social environment. So yeah, every time we do this podcast things, we always give tips. How do you go around it? So please stay tuned as we give these fascinating tips on how you can go about making friends as an adult to make your life easier out there. And yeah,
Yeah, for sure. And let's just kick it up, because of time. And I think the first point here is, or the first tip here is, be intentional with your time. And I think that we said making friends take time, right? Like, being friendship or making new friends takes time, and that's the honest truth. I mean, like we said, doing being a teenage or growing up is easier as compared to when you're an adult, because like, there are a lot of things, man. Being an adult got so many things, and I think our first episode or first show we ever had, that has to do with adulting or adulthood. I think we kind of stress a lot more, you know, a lot more about how, you know the difficulties people face being an adult, or some of the challenges, and you know that every time we have a conversation or another episode, it just kind of runs up back to that very first talk show we ever had, because being an adult, man, is just a different thing, regardless male female. Like, it's just a different aspect of life that you either embrace it or you let it weigh you down, man. And everything part of it, all other factors included. You know what I'm saying? And the same as making friends. You gotta be intentional with your time. Like, you really, really, if it will cost for you to set up a schedule, as to, and that's what makes it a little bit harder. And I think that's what I even said previously, that I think people find it much easier making friends at places that they spend more time than just regularly. You know,
yeah,
if you spend more time at work, obviously you're gonna find it easier to make friends at work. If you spend more time at school, you're gonna find it easier to make friends at school as compared to at home. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's say many of us that do online school and stuff, bro. Nobody's online with you on that stuff. You alone there, like especially like when you only have to interact with your instructor. You don't even know your own classmate or schoolmate until graduation. So that environment alone makes it very hard for you to even make friends. Like I've been doing online school for a couple years now. I better know my own classmates. I wouldn't see the names, bro. I don't even know them. And you're not gonna go about researching people, looking for people here and there because, bro, especially with our social environment right now, people look at things differently. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be very broad and very careful how you go about engaging people. And honestly, you would not, you know, the time you're supposed to take to be doing something else, you won't be looking around, searching for friends and doing some other things. You know what I'm saying? So you really, really got to be intentional with your time on how you go about spending it, especially how much time you want to spend with your friends. You know what I'm saying? And even let's say, for instance, you have friends within your cycle that you kind of move with and interact with. You're not gonna spend 24 hours being with your friends, especially as an adult, where you got other activities to engage in. You're not gonna, bro. Even you and myself, the day we meet, maximum is like an hour or two. That's it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We're not gonna spend 6, 7 hours like what, dude? 6, 7 hours doing what? Like I gotta go hustle, bro. Like, dude,
To go.
45 minutes an hour we spend, we do what we're supposed to do as buddies and hang out and talk. That's enough, bro. You know,
Yeah.
even nowadays in Africa, man, like how people used to like just spend time doing some things, like just hanging out. It's kind of different now because everybody trying to be more intentional with what they're doing. People have a goal they're trying to achieve. People try to prioritize certain things in their life, and that's just a reality. So yeah, you really, really got to be intentional with time. How much time you spend with your friends, how long, and how well that time you're gonna spend it with them, and things like that. So yeah, I think this one kind of makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, you just need to, being intentional with your time means that you are choosing, you are picking why you spend your time on,
Yep.
because why you spend majority of your time on is you want to also make sure that you is beneficiary, right? That's why you go to
Yeah.
work, you spend more time because at the end of the day, you're expecting something to contribute to some of the life difficulty or challenges or some tasks that you might have had to complete. So, and that also means um, choosing what to, if that's also mean picking your friends as well. Because if you
Yep.
pick your friends, you want to give them certain of, you know, you don't want to feel that you something that distracting you from accomplishing your purpose or your goal or something. So if you're working on something, um, it's up to you now whether to invite them into that circles, and make sure that your time is not wasted.
Yeah. Obviously, you gotta spend your time wisely as you spend your money, bro. Time is
Yeah.
money. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think there's a saying that why you spend more time on affects you. Like whatever you take time to dedicate to, or whatever you spend your time towards, it kind of affects you, either positively or negatively, either way. So you know, you gotta be intentional at the time. You gotta spend your time wisely. To be honest, spend it
Yep.
wisely. You don't just go about misusing time. Like adulthood, bro, we value time more than anything. Time is money. You know what I'm saying? Time,
Yeah.
unless you just don't have anything in your life doing, then you can say, all right, you know, yeah, let's go do this and let's go do that. But even the friend that is saying let's go do this, let's go do that, if that person have something to value more and prioritize, just they're not gonna spend that make that time available for you either, or spend all that time with you. So yeah, you gotta be intentional with it. And I think the next one here is rekindle old friends, old friendship. This one, I don't know. Maybe let me give you some time to kick the one. Why? Well, I gathered some things here because I think this one is like interesting to be honest.
Yeah, that's really mean you know, reconsidering, right? So you want to reconsider those old friends that you have in the past. Um, Again, that means like looking in your friend circle, your friend group, at do they align? What are they saying? You have to be aware, basically, right? You got to be aware. Um, um, for everything, what the negative friends, cutting off friends. In other words, filtering, right?
Yep.
And like, do they align with your goal, your purpose? Do they push you enough towards your purpose? Are they negative? Because you want to be careful not to keep negative energy. Always strive for the positive. Um, and if people who think negative, you want to make sure that they are not in your friend circle because they will sabotage you in a bit of a habit. So you want to make sure be aware also, but also don't like it's not like you're not doing it in so that to become isolated or to live an isolated life. So that means like for example, we both, right, we always are aligned with some most of the things that we do. So we pitch each other idea. We whenever we have an idea, we always pitch it to each other. Hey, this is worth trying. Do you mind doing this? They'd be like, oh yeah, sure, I'm gonna try it. Or and again, that's what being an adult is for. If
Yep.
someone pitches you an idea, um, it's also up to you to either accept it or you decline based on your priorities, your purpose, and vision. So those are why things come. Those why rekindle our old friendship means.
Yeah, for sure. And just like you said, I think you literally said everything. You know, just reconnecting with your old buddies, basically. I think sometimes it's better like that too, instead of making new friends. Because making new friends too is time consuming. Because you gotta take time knowing that person need to take some time knowing you. You need to spend more time and the more time you spend with people, the better you know them. You know what I'm saying? You can get a friend where you only talk once in a while, you only text once in a while, you're barely like that's not a friendship. Friendship as a whole, you need to spend, time with the person. The person gotta know you. You need to know the person. You need to like kind of create a bond, more like like a bond. You know what I'm saying? And it's time consuming because you gotta put more time and effort into doing that. But if you already have people in your life, like you said, go back to your friend zone. Go look in your friend cycle, like who you think that you already had that click with, or who you think that already have that shared vision, shared mindset as you, like someone that kind of that their lifestyle kind of align with your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Someone that can motivate you, someone that can push you, someone that you can share something with, and they be like a motivator towards you. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, those can be worth it instead of taking whole time and I think that's what many of us mostly we kind of face within our current setting, especially for us that I always use the example because listen, we find it kind of hard to be honest. I put on the platter, right? We kind of find it hard most time to maintain our friendship, especially for many of us that travel. Yeah, because the mindset gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you see things, the way you view your surrounding now, the way you go about your life now, it's totally different from how your friends gonna see it. And sometimes you might try to make them to understand that, hey, guys, it's not the way you guys see it. It's because of this and because of that. But people mentality, that mindset will be different. Not at the same time, you know.
Right.
Especially, and you need to think about stereotype, right? Stereotype is just a bad thing because there is a stereotype now that as long as you drink American water, you change. There's no water here people drink, bro. It's just life throwing its own self at people in different form. You know what I'm saying? And you have to deal with it regardless. You have to deal with it. Like even a lot of time, even some people back home, like they find themselves into so many things that even they don't even find time to hang out with their own friends. Imagine you that is somewhat totally different as now of your, now your home. You wasn't born there. You just went there to do your one or two. Trust me, there's so many challenges and so many things we face, and sometimes you just need that one friend that you can call and you're just talk and you just gonna, share your burden with them. But people are gonna look at it totally different, bro. A lot of times people look at it totally different, and that's why maintaining distant friendship becomes harder sometimes. Even if you're trying to look within your friend cycle, you know, because making friends is hard. You're not gonna walk to anybody on the street and say, "Oh, I want to be your friend." They can be there, dude. What are you talking about? Like, especially when with how
Yeah,
society is now, like too much weird stuff going on, man. Too many crazy stuff going on. You can look at anybody right and just say, "Oh, I want to be your friend," and if I just say, "Oh, yeah, yeah," no, 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 it's hard. Even your own neighbor said to just be your close friend to neighbor, like it can take a lot of work, you know. So
absolutely. Yeah,
sometimes we look in our friend zone and we want to reconnect with some people, but again, you need to get very careful to how you go about, selecting those friends or bringing those friends back into your life because if they have a stereotypical mindset towards you or towards society or towards, you know, whatever you're engaging or wherever you find yourself, it's gonna be a problem, no matter what
absolutely.
you do. So yeah, it's just a do's and done and being very mindful too of how you go about, reaching out to these people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really about it, man. You know, um, sometimes it's good to go back and retry them. Hey, are we still good? Yeah, okay. I just checking on you. Um,
Yeah. Simple
and
check. Of course, yeah, at least.
yeah, sometimes it's really good because like we mentioned, um, picking your friends or choosing your friends wisely. Um, because there are definitely some friends that why is that important? It's important because whatever stage you are in your life, you can choose your family member. You cannot choose your brother or sister, but you definitely can choose your friends.
Yeah.
So wherever you are, whatever stage you are in your life, your friends gonna stay around for a long time. They're gonna stick closer and watch you grow. They watch you on whatever vision you're working on. They're gonna keep watching you for a long time. Versus your family, you're gonna leave your family house and you're gonna have your own family, your own narrow family. So yeah,
Yeah. That's 100. That's 100. All right. Moving on to the next one. Leveraging your existing networks. And I think, like we said, like, whatever you find yourself, basically, it can be your job, gym, school, neighborhood, like, you know, being able to leverage those areas and you know, taking some time to connect with people and knowing people and just taking advantage of that time to get to connect, connect with new people and meeting new people and creating new relationship or friendship or whatever also helps, you know, because again, like we said, the more time you spend with people, the better you know them, you know,
yeah,
and friendship as a whole is about creating a bond, having someone that you feel that you can connect with. That person, you know, can be like a sense of motivator or however category you want to put that person in. So, you know, always try to leverage your existing network. It can be gym, somewhere that you go more frequently, you know. It happens to be that, you know, when I know where I used to go before. Just hi, 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 right? Like every time I go, I see the person, hey, but hi, what's up, bud? Like to my greatest surprise, like one time I met a person, I think at the mall or somewhere, and we just started talking and stuff. I'm like, oh, so you mean just the little hi, hi, hi I used to give this person, where I used to meet this person, which I can't really connect right now. This person was able to recognize me out there in the public, and and we started talking and stuff. So, like we said, it can be wherever you find yourself. Just take the time to know people, just little it just start with a little talk, you know, or a
yeah,
little greeting. doesn't have to go and stand and explain your whole life story. Hey man, my name is this. I was born here. I was this, and you just go about no. Sometimes just a simple connection, like simple talk, like hi, hey, maybe, smile. Yeah, so I always try to take advantage of your surrounding and try to connect with people and be friendly. Basically, that's what I would say to this one.
Yeah, definitely. You just nailed on the head. Always good to making deeper friends is very important. Tend to, in other words, turning those acquaintances you have around into a meaningful friendship.
Yep.
Um, and that that's call for you to look around your surrounding. You could neighbors or family, friends or family that you will also try them to see if it's always good to try a friend before you actually make deeper friendship on a different level because why is that important? It's important because you want to make sure that you both are in a better headspace. In other words, it's about concept. If you if you are making friends, and especially communicating a lot of ideas, you want to make sure that the concept you possess is the same concept they possess.
Yep.
Otherwise, there going to be a misconception there, and um, that could cause some chaos in the future wherein you both are thinking differently. So it's always important to leverage your existing networks, those friends that you have around your surrounding, those old friends you have, just in your neighbor. You know why it is important. Why it is sometimes friends look at it as being weird, or look at you as a weirdo just to walk to stranger and
Yep.
say, "Hey, can we be friends?" But it's also you have to be friendly yourself, right?
Yeah.
If you're not friendly, it's going to find difficulty making friends, and then that's going to isolate you wherever you find yourself.
Yeah. I mean, that's a common saying. Your network is a net worth. Always, always take advantage of it. Like, make friends, be friendly, put smile on your face. Because, and mostly nowadays, most jobs is recommendation. Who know you or who know who. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why everywhere you find yourself, whether it's an internship or school or committee, try to be friendly. Because you never know, man. You might go somewhere one day for a job interview, and that person who lives right next door to you is the one doing the interview. But you wake up every morning, you see that person you pass without even saying hi, or just like that person in beef. Dude, trust me,
Absolutely,
your chance of losing your job is 99.9%. You know what I'm saying? Because that person gonna be like, okay, this guy I live right next door, he cannot even say hi to me.
yeah.
Imagine me employing in this company, like it's gonna be a fight. I ain't bringing this I ain't bringing this person here. Hell no. So yeah, that's just the beauty of this one. Like, always leverage your existing networks. It can be wherever you find yourself. Try to take some time to know people. Take some time to know people. Networking is great. I mean, it's good because at least it create an opportunity, it create a room for you to know people. You know, expand in your ideas and ideologies and other stuff about people as a whole. It changes your perspective of you know who people are towards you. So yeah, this one is great though.
Yeah,
Um, it's just,
which lead us into um our next point, wherein we say be willing to make friend the first move, right?
yep.
So
Be willing to make the first move.
yeah, be willing to make the first move. Like you should always be friendly first, like we stressed like I said earlier on. You in order for you to make friends, you should be friendly yourself, right? Um, because otherwise you're gonna feel like the uh, as if the like hey, for example, if you move to a new community and you by yourself, no one's going to reach out to you, even if the people are going to might want to reach out to you, but they're going to be very judgmental as to whether you're going to accept the invitation of their friendship, right? So you yourself have to be friendly before you can be able to make friends. Whether it's a religious gathering, or to just social gathering, or just anywhere else, job, or even in your home, or let's say your neighborhood, you gotta be friendly. If you're not, because that's the remember, this is a tip, right? We have already give what the challenges that people face with, and now this is a tip on how you can go about making friends. You know, just stop being awkward about it. Stop thinking about it. It's not that deep. You can't be thinking too much about it. Just go and be friendly.
Yeah, of course. Try to make new friends. However, make the sometimes I think just making the first move is important because um the fear of rejection also kind of play into this thing too. You know, because like let's be honest, man. Sometimes to just walk up to someone and say, "Hey, I want to be friends." Well, like 2 minutes thing go on, first of all, your mind, right? 2 minutes thing go us tell you first, like, okay, would that person be able to accept me? And there's so many questions come into play. But sometimes it's better for you to just take the step because you never know. People need friends too out there, man. Like somebody really needs someone to talk to, but they themselves maybe they are afraid to even make the move themselves. And you just say you already have that fear in your mind too. That maybe the person gonna reject you, or you have your own personal fear too. Like fear that you're dealing with, or some stereotype that you face, or dealing with something like that. But it just left with either one of you guys to just make the move. Sometimes it
I mean,
benefits you. Yeah,
if you, I think that's the key for traveling, or for vacation, going on a vacation, or just traveling solo, right?
right.
Um, if you were willing to make the first move, you'll be amazed how many people are waiting, were willing to
Yeah.
make friends. For example,
Mm-hmm.
as a tourist, whenever you travel somewhere, there are other tourists who you will meet. Again, when you move out to when you walk up to them, where you from? Oh, they'll be like, this is my first time. Yeah, I came from this place. I'm just visiting here. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is how you connect. Um, I think it's easier to some instead of sitting there and meeting, um, and be you know, doubtful. Like, is this person going to accept me as their friend, or is there going to be a conflict? There, of course, there's going to be a conflict in your mind, but it's up to you now to be friendly. You got to be friendly first of
Yeah.
all before you can even move up without sounding weird. Because if you are friendly, it comes natural. It becomes natural. It
Yeah.
becomes
Yeah.
you. So you're not going to think too hard about it.
Yeah. I think it's just having that natural tendency of making friends and that boldness also. Because man, somebody can be intimidating. I mean, I'll be honest, bro. Somebody can be intimidating. Like you just walking up to someone. And it depends on the circumstances. I think sometimes you just need to create a conducive space where you can kind of use that to channel your little trick and treat and stuff, and be able to create that environment, or that not that environment, but that atmosphere or that scene, so you can interact with that person. But yeah, um sometimes it's good to make the first move, but it can be sometimes it can be hard, bro. Let's be honest. Sometimes it can be very hard to just, especially, like, I think it's much easier when you're growing up than when you're older. Because if you obviously, if you haven't interacted with somebody before, or you haven't met somebody before, to just create that conversation with them, sometimes it feel very, very hard. Like you really need to like take time to like, unless if you are someone who is very socially, you know, um you're more like a social aspect. Like you really know how to connect with people, and you know how to read people, and understand situation, and create that connection. Then it becomes easier. But if you're somewhat of a shy, introverted person, like it becomes a little bit harder for you. And I think it takes time for you to really develop that energy or that move. Which is something that you can really practice more. But yeah, um, sometimes it gets harder, and it feels harder sometimes, not even gets, but sometimes it feels harder. But it's good too
Yeah.
for you to try it out, um make the first move. Don't be afraid. Just go ahead, try it. You never know. People need
Absolutely.
friends out there. To be honest, people do need friends out there. You will never know until you interact with someone and it be like, "Oh my god, thank you so much for reaching out to." People
Yeah.
do really want to talk to someone out there. To be honest.
And especially why this is important is because yesterday was Valentine's Day. And
Mm,
right. So just in itself, and service shows that, for example, about 28 to 30% of people who are single um were planning this weekend to just go out there, put themselves out there to get out of their comfort zone
yeah.
because it is Valentine's Day. Do
Yeah.
not wait for it to be Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But and I think that's where in being careful comes in, right? Because now people feel the effect of not being friendly, the isolation that comes with it when you are not friendly,
Yeah.
especially Valentine's Day. Now no one, people, or you go somewhere, you see people at two. You always question yourself, or some people who
Yeah.
are single decided to stay home with their cats, and yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Yeah, people tend to make more friends on such occasions, especially like these occasions has to do with lovers and stuff. And Valentine's and Christmas and all these bigger holidays or major holidays easier. They find it easier because that's when more people get out there to really connect with people, which is true to be honest. Um, but however, man, you just need to find your niche. Like I always say, find a niche, find a soft spot within yourself, and be able to use it. It doesn't have to be in person, like online. Like they got a lot of social events online. A lot of network
Absolutely.
events online that you can take advantage of. Um,
A
you
lot.
really you really don't have to walk up to someone face right nowadays, bro. People can take you different. You walk up to someone, whatever person to give you one in your face, and then if I know I ain't supposed to good time, so it's too late. Sometimes just take advantage of and especially with social media now. Like man, come on, it's people TikToking and Facebooking, Instagramming 24/7 here and there. So take upon that time, leverage those opportunities and be able to make some friends, connect with someone online. And I think people tend, especially nowadays with social media, people make more friends online than in person. I think
I 100%.
people find it more convenient to connect with people online now than just in person.
And it's easier because I
Yeah.
think that's where LinkedIn come in, where it's
Mm,
from the
exactly.
from the from the term link up, and
Right.
then they turn it into LinkedIn, right? It's just okay. Think about it as a platform, but the switch side of it is okay, where people meet, network, same
Yep.
mind, connect. You find mentors out there. Oh my gosh, if you are just waiting to put yourself out there, it will be amazed how many good people you will meet.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, and I kind of love it. Um, you know, the trend that we are going, especially with our new generation, when it comes to um the Internet of Things and social media and all this stuff, which is great because people are leveraging it. To be honest, people are taking advantages of it more, and a lot of people are connecting and meeting new friends and new bodies every time here and there on social media as compared to in person. I think statistically, if you look at a survey or if we do a survey, people tend to make more friends online than in person, which I 100% believe because it's convenient, it's easier. You can connect with someone on phone and you can just get that bond, especially like now where all they got all these trending things going on here and there, music wise, videos and podcasts, like all of these things we're doing. You can definitely know someone or meet someone online just by doing all of these little things or going online, going out there and being able to connect with people, and it's much easier and convenient, and a lot of people do take advantage of it you know but again, this is interesting, this is exciting. We are discussing why making friends as an adult feels impossible. um and we have been touching some real solid points. Number one, what makes it harder, and how you can make friends, and some other key tips and stuff we have been sharing. And I also want to say thank you to our audience who also have been giving some tips to as well. But again, this is you and Fred Open Mic Podcast. This is where we bring you reality talk show every weekend, every Saturday. We are here, from 9 a.m. Eastern time, bringing you the best talk show. And it's great to connect with the audience again. But yeah, so we're gonna discuss the last point for today, and from there we're gonna wrap things up, because we want obviously we want to respect your time as our audience. We want to make sure that we respect your time in every way possible. So the last one here is overcoming the fear of rejection, which really play a key role. You know, in why this is a big question, or why it is a big thing, out there, especially adults making friendship and all of these things. It just all boiled down, and so many other factors. Again, these are all research based stuff. Okay, so you can get your own protocol research tips and example, however you want to see this. But these are all research based, and also some real life things that we have personally experienced, and we're trying to share with you guys. But this is one key factor, especially when it comes to being an adult. Teenage level or growing up is easier. It's totally different. Being an adult is a whole different ballgame. And I think it kind of boiled down, or maybe one of the reasons, or it might be one of the key reasons. We are already share some other reasons, but this one is kind of more key. Is especially the fear of rejection. So how can we overcome this, Alfred? Do you have any particular tip you want to give before we start maybe delving into our tips? We only have like two tips here so far, I think. And the first one here is um, you know, not everyone will be your friend, and that's okay. So yeah, let's
Yeah,
let's
I think overcoming the fear of rejection means that getting out of your comfort zone,
yeah,
right? Um, there is an instant thought that comes to your mind if you decide to go and meet the other person to say, "Hey, where you come from? Can we be friends?" So, but then there is also a conflict in your mind that keep fighting, like, how is this person going to perceive me? Are they going to
right.
perceive me as someone being weird?
Hmm.
What kind of feedback would I receive? That also prevents you from, from meeting that person, from making friends with that person. So, yeah, um, sometimes some people you will meet, they'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have friends and I don't want you to be my friend." You say, "Okay, I
Yep.
totally respect that." And also cool to be polite. Being
Yeah.
polite is very important in the process of making friends. If you go walk up to someone, say, "Can we be friends?" And they say, "Oh, I'm sorry." It's a respectful thing to say, "Okay, I understand," and move on. Instead of forcing yourself, um, if it, to be friends with the person don't want you to be, if the person don't want to be friends with you, that's okay. Move on to the next person. There are about, I think, stocks now 7.8 or 8 billion people in the world. You if you remove that one person, you have other people left. So you can always
Yeah.
move to the next person until you meet people who want to be friends with you.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the truth. And like we said, that's one of the biggest challenges people face right now, especially adulthood. The fear of rejection, which we just talked on. And again, like we said, it's okay. Not everybody want to be your friend, which is fine. Like, I don't think there's a big deal. I mean, it doesn't just self-explanatory. Like, that's it. Like, I mean, I think many a time we have this tendency that, oh, I mean, it's good to be socialized, even though we are all social beings. But now some people are introvert. They just want to be themselves. They don't want to be in anything, and that's it. That's who they are. That's their personality. You know what I'm saying? So we have to respect them. for who they are, and respectfully too as well, because not everybody said I want to be your friend. They start going wild on it. Oh, well, you start like swinging here and there and grumbling and yelling and making it to be a scene. Like now, respect them. Respect their space. Respect them for who they are. Respect their personality. If they say no, I have a friend. Uh, sometimes like maybe you try to carry your friendship around the person. Like every time you want to create a conversation or you want to create that connection, and that person is not ready to buy into it. You gotta be very smart and sensitive enough to spark it or to see it or sense it. And yeah, just some people are very much okay with just hello, hello. Some people are okay with that. Some people are just okay with hey, how you doing, and that's it. And I mean, we kind of see that a lot, especially for us on the side. We kind of see
Yeah,
that a lot. Like people just want to hey, how you doing? Hey, oh, cool, I'm good. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. No hanging out, nothing. No, no. They're okay with that. And that's it, you gotta respect them because that's their personality, that's what they love to do, that's who they are. So um, you know, I don't think it is a big deal. So respect them, respect their space, respect who they are. And again, it's okay, like we said, not everybody. You got 8 billion people in this world, man. One person say they want to be a friend, that's totally fine. Move on. You know, many times people want to force their way in, which is not healthy because at the end of the day, that friendship might not be healthy for you or it might not work out for you either. So yeah.
absolutely.
So our last and final one is most people want friends too. Even though a lot of people don't want to be friends, but many people out there want to be friends. So yeah, there will be your mind. There will be something in your head going on. Oh, what if I get rejected by this person, or what if this person look at me weird, or what if the person just make the move, like we said, you know, one, be intentional about it, and two, make that step. Just take the first step, make the first move. You know, um, some people really want to talk to somebody. And the thing about how we call our things suicide. What you gonna see? Oh, people kill themselves, or people they feel loneliness and all of these stuff, because sometimes people, not not many people really want to make the first move to talk to someone, but as someone who really value and love people, sometimes it's good for them to make the first move. Sometimes it may not go as planned. A lot of time it might work out. There are people out there that want people to talk to. There are people out there that want to share their burden with someone. Like burden, so the person won't put a whole burden on you, but they just need someone to talk to. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just use that means to connect with people, whether virtually or in person, online, whatever it is. Just do whatever you can do best to at least reach out. You know, try to be a little bit. Many of us we are introvert, but a lot of time we try to pull the extroverted shoes, which is okay. Sometimes try it out. Yeah. Don't be shy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you gotta reach out, and like I say, you'll be amazed how many people were also willing to make the first move on you. So, um, we know Valentine's Day is about love. It's about, um, you know, spending time with who you love. It's not really a. We gotta be careful, yeah, on how we spend Valentine's Day. I mean, it's a different conversation, but like we said, right? People feel like, hey, I don't have funny time, so I would just stay indoor and um, and just be by myself or watch movie and just stay by myself because I have no one to hang out with.
Right.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to live an isolated life. You could definitely plan within yourself, work out, take a stroke somewhere. You will see you'll connect with other people too. And like we mentioned, there are hundreds, if possible millions of social media group that you could join, be part of one of those group. Um, and you don't have to be yourself. Like if you are what if you are whatever in the world, that's a Eventbrite, right? Where people who have events on there, go there every holiday, every day that requires celebrations. You will see that thousands or hundreds of events that people post on there, just so that people can stop being alone. So it's up to you. You either stay isolated or you get out and meet people, you mingle. You don't have to be it don't have to be relationship as in romantic, but you gotta be relational,
Yeah, for sure. The fear of rejection obviously is worse than reality. It's just something that has to do with your mindset, things that, or maybe sometimes stereotypes, or so many other things that can cause people to have that fear of that, that they will be rejected. Um, but like we said, it's totally different from the reality itself. You know, Sometimes you gotta be intentional what you want to do. Make the step. Take advantage of all of these social networking events and stuff around. Um, you know, um, like I first said, we got we got LinkedIn, man. We got LinkedIn. We got Facebook, Instagram, um, even Bright, and all of these social networking events. Sometimes people make more friends on Facebook too. People more, because these are all social connecting platform that connect people. So sometimes leverage these areas. You know, um, Friendship takes time, especially as an adult. Building friendship as an adult takes time, and that's a hard truth. Let me honest. It is a hard truth because, man, life has its own way of you know throwing things at people, and especially when you're an adult, there are so many personal challenges and so many things that you face yourself, and creating that time for external factors, it's kind of complicated sometimes. It just takes time for you to be able to create that sense of balance, but it is good because one way or the other, we are all social beings. We need one another, regardless,
yeah.
man. We need one another, and that's why you see, and we always say this. You see, people face depression, anxiety, and all these things because so many people just keep to themselves. You know, and you wouldn't know how many people that suffer from anxiety and depression, all of these things that come out to say, "Oh, I was facing this because I was by myself. I never had no one to talk to. I never." And when I started engaging with people, and if you go to some of these, therapy sessions or some of these like they have something where people go and just express themselves, express how they feel or how they see the world or how they see themselves. If you visit some of these occasions or some of these group sessions and talks, you're gonna discover there are so many people that face isolation, so many people that face loneliness, so many people that face depression, so many people that face anxiety. And what are some of the key factor, underlying factor? Because they don't have no one to talk to. You know, they don't have nobody to talk to. Some of them they were being rejected by other people. Some of them they just didn't find it easier to really connect with people or talk to people. You know what I'm saying? So don't be like that, man. Like go out there, reach out. Like and the internet make it so simple now. So simple. So why not take advantage of it? You connect with people online for common nowadays. Even at your job site, your school, within your neighborhood, your community, just kind of put yourself out there. Nobody's saying that, oh, you should just give yourself all out. Just you be a balance. Have some sense of priority, because you have your own life to live through as well. But at the end of the day, we are all social beings. We need one another to connect. We are in a ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of rub on each. We need a shoulder to rub to rub on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what I have to say for that one as my statement. Because we are
Yeah.
running out of
So
time now. So yeah, go ahead, Alfred.
yeah, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, get out there. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone celebrating with your loved one. And we're always here every week. Tomorrow again is another show. It's our giveaway. Don't forget, you join us tomorrow for another giveaway. Wherein we will be answering questions, Bible questions to win yourself prize. Um, But otherwise, we are here Saturday and Sunday. Join us Saturday next week for another fascinating discussion on the Ju&Fred Open Mic Podcast. Wherein, if you have a topic, if you have a conversation that you want to talk about, hit shoot us or text messages. We definitely can bring you live. We have the mic, you have the voice. Just reach out to us, and we'll make your point known.
Yeah, definitely. And also click that like button on Facebook. Keep liking our videos. Also on YouTube, we are on Instagram, so we are live on all three platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. Please, please, please subscribe to our channel, and also continue to like our video, because that's going to show that you guys follow us and love what we talk about, and everything that we talk about kind of resonate with you as well. And again, like I've said, if you do have a conversation or topic that you want us to discuss, send us a message, DM us, and we're gonna be so glad and excited to bring you. We have some amazing guests that we're gonna reach out to shortly and be able to bring them on the show. But it's good to be back here. We have been out for a while, trying to adjust some other things, which pretty much we are, sorting out gradually. But it's always amazing to be here again. The shows is on Saturday now, so our reality talk show is on Saturday, and then Sunday is our Bible show, our Bible giveaway show on Facebook. So we go live on Facebook Sunday, where we interact with the audience. We ask some Bible questions. Trust me, all easy question, okay? Easy question, easy answer, and you win some amazing prize. So this coming Sunday, we're gonna bump the price up. I don't know if Africa gonna agree to that, but we're gonna bump the price up to $3 a little bit. Because last Sunday was $2, and unfortunately, we weren't able to get that many people on the call. Um, Hopefully we can be able to get you guys on the call. Again, it's just for fun. All right. It's just for fun, and just so that we can all be able to understand the Bible and answer all of these little questions and stuff. So the Bible shows us on Sunday. We got a giveaway prize of $3 for every question that you answer. So you pick your number, we ask you the questions, you answer, and then you win yourself a prize of $3. And it's just for fun and entertainment. Um, and it's just a great time that we can all spend together on a call and interacting. So please get yourself ready tomorrow. We're gonna be live on Facebook again for another amazing Bible show. And again, we are here every Saturday from 9 a.m. Eastern time to 10:30, 11, give or take how conversation go, but we're trying to keep it minimal 1 hour, 30 minutes, just so that we can give our audience some time to, get engaged with some other things. So it's amazing to be here. We love it being here. And thank you, audience, for joining, whatever you're joining from, Facebook, Instagram, live. And we want to say thank you for being on our show. Thank you for following us. Thank you for liking the videos and everything that we put out there. And we love you guys, and we're gonna try our best to bring you guys the best of the best every time.